Now, the Omicron variant accounts for 73% of all sequenced COVID cases in the U.S., surging from around just 3% last week, according to the latest federal estimates. The highly mutated coronavirus strain has been detected across the country, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said, in a model that it updates weekly. The Delta variant, which had been dominant form of the virus in the U.S. last week, has now receded to roughly 27% of sequenced cases. Well, to talk more about the Omicron variant and its threat to India, we're now joined by Dr. Shashank Joshi, member of the COVID Task Force Maharashtra, Dr. Anurag Mehrotra, Coordinator Public Awareness Forum for Vaccination, Chairman Siddhi Hospital, and Professor Dr. Anita Rameshchandra, Senior Medical Oncologist, Apollo Speciality Hospitals, Chennai. Thank you so much, doctors, for joining us on the program this morning. And Dr. Shashank Joshi, given what we're seeing in the UK and now in the US with Omicron, spreading there, are we going to see a third wave of COVID in February?
Gargi, that's a difficult question to answer because in the UK and US, the pandemic is raging as a Delmicron, which means it's a dual jeopardy of Delta and Omicron both. And number two, it's predominantly raging in the unvaccinated population or partially vaccinated population. That is where the pandemic is raging. But clearly, Omicron in some geographies like UK, some parts of US has rapidly taken over. What is concerning for us in India is how will Omicron, which is currently very localized, very sporadic, very travel related, will span out in cluster outbreaks, and are we able to mitigate those clusters? And the current Delta, which is there, which is on the decline, whether it again comes back, particularly with crowding, wedding and festive season round the corner. So I think the only silver lining from the Omicron standpoint is that there is a discordance between hospitalizations and deaths and the number of infections. Whatever reportage is there across the world is predominantly mild, and the hospitalized, ICU and deaths are very low. Whatever is happening in Europe, UK and US, the deaths and severe hospitalizations are all coming from the Delta variant, which is being replaced by the Omicron variant. So I think between 15th Jan, it can hit us as early as 15th Jan if we are not able to contain clusters, to 15th February. We will have to be on the vigil and on the guard, and we will have to mandatory masking, better protocols on air ventilation, as well as ensuring that everyone gets the vaccine, at least the first or the second dose, because there's a large population in India, almost 40-45%, who has not received a second dose. And that's very crucial to understand that mask, ventilation and vaccine will be the key, and appropriate behavior or responsible behavior will be the key if we need to really contain this rapid explosive spread of Omicron.
Right, and there are worries that it could already be here. We're seeing cases going up, in the metro cities. The Delhi Chief Minister has announced that they're going to genomic sequence all the positive cases to figure out whether it's indeed here in the community. Dr. Anurag Mehrotra, this has led to a clamor for booster doses of vaccines, because even though we have this situation where, we still have not had a majority of our population vaccinated, but at the same time, there's waning immunity. We know there's reinfection with Omicron, and there's wastage of vaccines in private hospitals.
That's right. In my opinion, I'm saying for long, we must go for the booster dose, at least for the persons who are going to be first line of defense, like doctors, healthcare providers, and administration people. And there is no harm in giving that. There are many studies which support the booster dose, and it is a regular and norm in many of the countries. In India, I suppose because large number of populations still not have got second dose, and it is still unvaccinated. So government is taking time to decide whether should we go for the third dose. It may look like a luxury and favoring someone at the expense of other. Maybe that's the reason. But scientifically, there is no reason to deny that.
All right. And what about, vaccines for children? That's another issue we were speaking about a lot a few months ago. And then suddenly, there's no word on it yet. And this is, again, something that parents are also talking about. And we're seeing in the UK as well as, in the US, cases are spreading among children especially. And, they're carrying it.
Sure. If we don't vaccinate the children, we leave a quite large number of reservoir for the virus to be there.
That's right.
The more the person we have who are vulnerable to infection, we leave them unvaccinated, is going to the prolongation of the pandemic. So children require that, and there are, again, in many countries it has been recommended. I suppose there are trials going on in India in 5 vaccines for this. And we should have that at earliest. And the thing you were saying earlier, are we going to have third wave or not? I think we are on the cusp of third wave. When there's potential of developing third wave, we must prepare like that only. We have seen the second wave, how fast it develops. So when it starts happening, I suppose it has started happening. And we must take every step to counter that.
No, that's right. In fact, I was asking whether the third wave was going to be in February, and Dr. Shashank Joshi feels that we're going to start seeing it, mid-Jan, the cases going up. Dr. Anita Chandra, what is your view of this, and shouldn't we prioritize vaccines for children now?
Yes, you're right, Gargi. It's time. I think we got the approval by September, October. I'm not sure why the vaccine has not rolled out. Bharat Biotech Covaxin was already approved by the DCGI, and the schools have opened, and the younger children are also started going to school. It is high time that the vaccine has to be given, and the children should not be now the super spreaders of this Omicron infection being unvaccinated and exposed. That is big concern is there. And Indian vaccine manufacturers, they have enough vaccine, and you rightly pointed out there is vaccine wastage. So why not vaccinate the children along with the healthcare workers and the high-risk individual who can be a super spreader later on. And there, like how my colleagues have also said, there is no harm. And we have data from different countries like Pfizer, Moderna have come up that their booster doses does protect them from Omicron. Pfizer have already documented that the third dose, Moderna papers came out yesterday in the public domain saying that the third, that they will definitely help them from the Omicron virus. So we should, I think, it should start simultaneously. Nothing should be one before the other. Yes, please complete the single vaccination of the entire country. At the same time, finish the double vaccination. Start simultaneously third vaccine for the high risk, and also the children should be started. All should run parallelly because the same platform, and then only we can fight this war, because we don't know. And now conflicting data of Omicron is coming. We thought it was mild, asymptomatic, no ICU admission, but now the recent yesterday's papers are saying conflicting data from the Imperial College, which says that yes, it may not be that mild. So all the more, what Dr. Joshi said and Dr. Anurag said, we need to gear up. We don't know what is there in future, how many mutations can come, and so the whole country. And also, I feel not only vaccination, like I think you mentioned it, that the government is prepared for we need to prepare our healthcare system, more oxygen plants, number of beds, train the doctors, nurses, recruit more people. And if the children are going to be the target, many has to be trained in handling pediatric cases. So that's a big burden. And everybody, not only the bigger hospitals, but the primary health center, secondary health centers, tertiary health centers, all needs to be geared up. Then only we can find smoothly. And again, I always keep telling people, build oxygen plants, because in Chennai, many of the hospitals have started having their own oxygen plants. Even the government, ESI and all have now their own plants. Many of the private hospitals, oxygen plant is very, very important, because remember, it's a respiratory virus, rhinovirus. So that's how we have to all gear up at all ends. And even pharma companies, being an oncologist, I'm with the drug, deal with the drug companies, and I do a lot of clinical trials. We need to have our own studies, more R&Ds, and I think government is also helping. Many of the companies are boosting up production of different drugs. We don't know what we will need.
There is talk that we are better prepared this time, and we've had the health minister say in parliament that we're ready to deal with Omicron. Dr. Shashank Joshi, we need to have more vaccines in our kitty as well. There's talk of how mixing different vaccine doses, maybe the booster can be another vaccine that would provide better immunity. Also, the focus on, helping the public manage COVID at home, because if it's going to be mild, we just need to emphasize the protocols and, give that assistance and not burden the hospitals and manage, mild cases at home.
Absolutely, Gargi. So managing home isolation, we'll have more options. Now we will have drugs beyond favipiravir like molnupiravir or the ritonavir booster therapy from Pfizer. These can be good options if treated early and hit hard early. Secondly, we need larger armamentarium of vaccines like the subunit vaccine, Covovax or Novavax, which has come in, or the mRNA vaccine coming from Genova from India. So we have the Zydus DNA vaccine still not rolled out. We have actually approval for the Moderna in India through Cipla, but it's still not rolled out. So I think it's important that we expand the number of vaccinations. We have our additional dose policy in place quick and fast, and generate some mix and match data quick and fast, and ensure that we are ready. I think the pandemic preparedness for another wave is there from all the state governments as well as the central government. And we will have better treatment options, more aggressive options. But it's important to also ensure that both the healthcare force and the frontline force is also protected. And also particularly the people who can't mount an immune response. There are a lot of people who have diseases, underlying conditions, who can't mount an antibody response or a T-cell response. And it's important that we give that additional dose to them as well. But you're absolutely right that we need to do some EUAs or emergency use authorizations for a larger Make in India, Made in India vaccines. We still have not rolled out the biological events, the vaccine coming from Janssen, the vaccine coming from the subunit vaccine. Now, WHO has already approved the Serum Institute Covovax. So that needs to be ruled out in India. We have the mRNA from Genova, which needs a EUA. So I think it's important that we roll out additional vaccine manufacturers, scale up their capacity and vaccinate a larger population quick and fast. And particularly also look at children, vulnerable groups like senior citizens, comorbidities as well.
And there's no reason this all can't happen parallelly. Thank you so much, doctors, for talking to us and, emphasizing these points. And hopefully the government will, I think maybe they're waiting for next year and trying to vaccinate as many people in this particular year. And hopefully by next year, we will have a plan for booster doses and vaccines for children. Thank you for joining us on the program today.